Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Thoughts on Education organized by collegedunia.com. Today we have Dr. Rakesh Saxena, Director of Sri GS Institute of Technology and Science, Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Starting with a brief introduction of Dr. Rakesh Saxena, he has completed his BE Electrical in 1984 from MITS Gwalior, his ME in Power Electronics in 1987 from SGSITS Indore, and PhD in Electrical Engineering 2002 from DAV Indore with IIT Delhi, and moreover MBA in Finance in 2006 from DAVV Indore. He is presently the Director of Sri GS Institute of Technology and Science since 11th April 2016. He has 33 years of teaching and research experience. He has 20 published journals and 30 conference papers on his name. He has guided more than 75 UG courses and 50 PG projects. He has also been a member of IE India, IEEE USA and IST and IWRS. Welcome, sir, to our show.
Yeah, thank you.
Sir, being the director of Sri GS Institute of Technology and Science, what is your philosophy of leadership? How do you describe your leadership style?
Basically, in any institute like our engineering college, we have 4 segments. One is students. Another segment is non-teaching staff of the institute. Third segment is teaching staff of the institute. And fourth segment is the stakeholders, means outside the institute, means city, state, parents, and others. So basically, in philosophy of leadership, there should be peace, happiness, and healthy environment in all these 4. That we have to maintain. Peace, happiness, and healthiness in all the students, non-teaching staff, teaching staff, and stakeholders. If everything is going as per rule in right direction, so peace will be there in everywhere. And happiness means if you are getting what you expected from this institute, if you are getting more than that, then there will be happiness. And healthy means mental health, spiritual health, and lot of healths are involved. So environment, your institute environment, your living, teaching, time, all things are involved in healthy these things. So my philosophy is to maintain all these in all 4 the segments.
So sir, when you first came to Sri GS Institute of Technology and Science, what was your vision for the university? Has it evolved over time, and how far have you come along with implementing that vision?
Basically, my career started in this institute only. I joined in 1986 as a lecturer here. So I completed my 35 year of continuous service in this institute. Then I became reader, then I became professor, then I became director. So before that, I knew the requirement of the institutes. I knew the capacity of the institute, capability of the institute, public, all teaching faculties. So as per when I joined this, then lot of things were in my mind. I made a diary and I kept a lot of things to do in these institutes, because I was also feeling that it should be there, it should be there, it should not be there, it should be there in last 30 to 35 years. So when the chance came to me, becoming as a director to implement all these things. Earlier, we were giving suggestions to all directors. Now, I myself was capable to do this. Then the vision came to me that we'll take the SGSITS to a deemed university, because lot of flexibility is required from the existing universities under which we are coming. So we are working hard for this. We are going for NEC accreditation and for deemed university. So last 1.5 years has gone due to Corona. Otherwise, we could have taken the NEC accreditation. But now we are again going for NEC. And I received 3-year extension in my directorship also from my governing body. So now I'll be here up to 2024. Looking to my performance of the institutes, my governing body and chairman has given me extension of 3 years as a director. So now I'll complete my work for university, and university will give a lot of flexibility in courses, lot of flexibility in finance, lot of flexibility in quality and everything, which we cannot get from the existing university. So I thought that deemed university will be the maximum point for this GSITS to keep it up in India level.
Sir, how do you strategize about the key programs and plans for the marketing and administration of your institutes?
In central India, marketing was not a problem for this institute, because in central India, the first choice was SJSITS Indore. Even if somebody was not getting good branches in IIT, he come to Indore also. Second thing, because of clean city of India, we are here, we are involved in clean environment of Indore also. The GSITS is involved in many ways in technical and non-technical. So in central India, marketing was not the problem, but in India, we need marketing, and the marketing will come from research and patent and products from this institute. If we'll go for very good research, some patents, very good patents, and some products, that products will go to all over the India, and they will say that this product is from SJSITS. So then the marketing will come. And as per administration point of view, again, there is no problem in our institute, because we are autonomous institute and government aided institutes. So we don't have any pressure from outside. We are flexible and we are capable to do all these things, whatever our institute wants or our faculty wants. So in administration, we are doing good. But from Madhya Pradesh administration, we require help regarding finance. Finance is a major issue in this institute. We are doing well, but still we need finance to do some more in this institute.
So, what are some of the biggest challenges you have seen, both for the higher education and in general for your institute specifically, sir?
Basically, in higher education, I'll talk to technical education especially. The biggest challenge is we have not calculated how much technical persons are required in India or in a state compared to industries, compared to requirement. The outcome of students is very high compared to requirement, and that too from very low grade institutes. Their students have very less skill, very less performance, but they are unemployment. So they can say that we are engineer, we are ME, we are BTech or we are MTech, and we are unemployment. That they can say. But the challenge is all institutes should have at least minimum quality output, minimum skill output. Otherwise, the body institute in India, there should be a strong body who can stop these institutes. Like in medical, we have a strong body in medical college. In medical, if there is looseness in any medical college, they straightway stop the medical college. But in engineering college, there is no such strong body. There should be a strong body. According to India, according to requirement, there should be minimum skilled output in students is required. That should be done. In our institutes, because the first choice of every student was SJSITS Indore in Central India. Even in SC, ST, OBC, poor boys, all have first choice to SJSITS Indore. They all coming to this institute. Here, we give them complete knowledge of theory as well as practical. This institute is a 70-year-old institute. We have very good laboratories. Under World Bank project TCUP also, in last 3 TCUP program, we have furnished and equipped the laboratory in latest technology. So we are giving our institutes new information, new technology, everything. So for our institute also, again still there is a challenge, because you cannot produce the students industry ready. Because industry ready means there are a lot of industries and there is change in style of every industry. If there is a sugar industry, if there is a thermal power plant, if there is a nuclear industry, if there is a motor industry, lot of changes are there. So our motto is to produce the engineers with clear-cut and very strong theoretical and practical basics of all subjects or is his subjects. Then he should be fit to any industry. By giving small training up to 3 months, he will be industry ready. But institute cannot produce the industry ready because of 4-year degree course. Lot of subjects has increased. Nowadays, computer has increased lot of subjects because computer has become an integral part of all engineering. So in all engineering, some minimum computer requirement is there. Data mining and Internet of Things, these are required for all branches. The new subjects has added. So in 4 years, you cannot complete all these things. So what we are doing in this institute, we are planning and we have already started that after 4-year B, we have kept 3 months intensive course, which is called Industry Ready course. And this will be taught by industrial persons and outside persons. They will tell that what is needed in industry, and you learn this from this book, or I am giving you the knowledge. So minimum information to all the students, like finishing school, 3 months. But this is the challenge in our institute also, in higher education also. If the government will open the finishing schools or finishing institutes where the students will come after taking BTech, and he should be there for at least minimum 6 months to 1 year, then they will produce the real industry ready students in our education. So that is required in higher education, especially in technical education.
Sir, as you have said that you have 30 plus year experience in teaching, so how do you tend to establish a healthy relationship with your student and fellow faculties?
Basically, healthy relationship means there should be easy approach for everybody. This is first thing. He will be very happy that whenever he wants to talk to me, he wants to meet to me, I am available. And second thing, be a good listener. You listen to them, because alone director cannot do anything because you have only one mind. But in our institute, we have 5,000 students and 500 faculty. So total 5,500 mind are living or working in the institutes. They have a lot of ideas. They have a lot of feedbacks. They have a lot of good suggestions. So if you will listen properly and implement them step by step, then this will give you very good relation with your students and colleagues.
One more thing is, sir, like regarding what are your views upon the placements and higher education about the students from your department, or how does your department prepare the students for the higher education or the placement procedures?
Basically, I have seen in our students, there are percentage of students, around 10 to 20% students, they go for higher education, MTech programs. So we here plan, we give the GATE training to all students for GATE program, and we request them to go to IITs and NITs, very good institutes, because same level institute going for PG will not be good. So if you want higher education, then go to better institutes, that will be better. So 10% students, they go to MBA. So they prepare for CAT and they go for MBA training and MBA programs. So we cannot say them anything because they are not giving any input to technical upliftment in the country. But up to some limit they are giving as a manager, but not as a technical person. So we cannot say them. 10 to 15% are working for UPSC exams, IES and IES. So we recommend them to go for IES because in Indian Engineering Services, they can give their technical input to the country. And in Indian Administrative Service, they can do a good thing for upliftment of anything. So in placement, we normally give lot of things beyond syllabus to the students. by training, by evening lectures, by morning lectures, Sunday lectures, lot of lecture from industries, lot of lecture from other things that we are preparing for them. But at the same time, we tell the students to keep their eye open, see what is your goal, and in your goal, what you require separately from syllabus, because everything we cannot give in the institute in 4 years, because students normally join the coaching also. So they need some time also from the institutes. So I tell the students to do better whatever they want for their placement separately, not depend on the institute. Institute will try to give, but try to take from outside also, whatever you want. It may be knowledge, it may be language, it may be some trainings that you can take from outside. But placement is, in our institute, placement is very good. Almost 100% placement is there in our institute.
So, do you think should the institutes be the top priority for the next 10 years? What is your strategy for 10 years, sir?
Yes. In my strategy for next 10 years is that one is to come on in very good place in NIRF, National Institute for Ranking Framework. We have entered last year in NIRF ranking, the first from Madhya Pradesh Normal College. Then all courses, UG and PG, should be NBA accredited. Because if courses are NBA accredited, then this gives the quality of the department, quality of the lab and this thing. Third thing, in next third year, there should be at least one NABL approved laboratory in each department. If NABL laboratory is there, then industry will connect to you, organizations will connect to you, you can go for research, patent and testing and consultancy in outside world. So because testing and consultancy enhance the capability of teaching of all teachers also. Because normally the latest technology or latest products never come in the books in next 5 years. But if you are connected with testing and consultancy, all teachers, they are connected with latest technology, recent trends in technology. They should know. And whenever they should know, then they will deliver it in the class to students also. So NABL laboratories gives very good input to teacher, to lab, to institute in terms of money also. And one more thing is I need in 10 years that attraction of foreign students to our institute. If we'll attract the foreign students, those who are coming for either undergraduate or postgraduate to this institute, so there will be two benefits. One benefits will be, of course, finance, and other benefit will be we can by these students, when they will go back to their country, then they will be continuously connected to their alma maters. So our approach of testing, consultancy and other interaction will go beyond India also automatically, without any hurdles. So this is my 10-year plan priority for this institute.
Sir, any valuable advice that you would like to give to the students for the prosperous career ahead?
I'll give advice to all students that 4 years is very less for complete technical person in one branch. So if anybody wants to go for technical job or technical things, then he should go for PG program also. PG not for as a teacher, not for a teacher, but PG for to become a very good technical person. Because in postgraduate, we have a lot of time. So you can cover your BTech level subjects which were diluted by yourself during your 4 years. So that you can strong in PG level, that subjects. Something new you can learn which you have missed in BE level. So PG level is just, you can say, finishing 2 years for PG level. So if you are doing, you must go for PG level. And third thing, go for startups and entrepreneurship also, not for placement. Start your own ideas. We have an incubation center in our institute. A lot of students are working there, and they are developing their products. So go for product also, product design, patent, then their commercialization. So think over it. Not maximum students will go there, but if 10% of students will go this side, then they will take their friends to them also, because their friends are also coming out. So in employment problem will not be there, and they can help the institute also. So go for startups and entrepreneurship, and for placement. Again, already told you, whatever is needed in placement, you have to prepare something yourself from outside. Extra reading related to your own branches. You have to study from outside also. That is required for better placement.
Thank you so much, sir. It was such an insightful message for the students. And I hope they would gain some kind of a source of knowledge from you, from our interaction also. So this was the program about thoughts on education from College Dunia. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing time with us in this difficult period. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.